Ah, the Earth Fest. Well, that's more just kind of that's more straight up. That we probably can lessen the affect for that. That's more just kind of matter of fact history.
We were making a point of going to Earth Day every year.
Don't forget to pick up a commemorative WBOS Earth Fest t-shirt. You'll find them at 4 locations: by the stage, the statue, the Strawberries booth, and the pavilion. Just $10 each.
Shirts for $5. Large and extra large.
What size is that?
This is a large, then.
All right.
Right. Large and extra large.
Expecting things to go smoothly here today?
Very smooth.
Really?
It's Earth Day. How could you not be well behaved?
What is Earth Day? It's a concert in the park, so a bunch of people can, drink beer and stare at each other's butts and maybe meet that special someone. And
I don't actually see the point of it. It doesn't have much to do with the Earth.
No appreciable relationship to whatever environmental principles Earth Day is allegedly supposed to represent.
Everybody into a fat burger machine.
I remember there were lots and lots of very commercial displays for Earth Fest.
All natural.
What are you selling?
Balance bars, baby.
Some flyers got thrown into the water.
Corporations want to demonstrate that they are actually not bad guys, even though in many cases they are. And this is one of the ways they do it, is they co-opt environmental memes.
That's what this event is all about. It's about consuming. It's about pizza, Italian sausage, fried dough, lemonade. It's about Coca-Cola. It's about paper plates and styrofoam and plastic cups. It's about getting over there and spending some of your hard-earned green money to buy some of that good stuff that all these people have trucked down here for you to buy.
Having a rock concert and having a bunch of people come out and litter a park is, it's just business as usual, actually.
The banner that we did for Earth Day both times was Save the Planet, Kill Yourself.
Of course, they spelled it wrong. It's supposed to say, kill the planet, save yourself, but we can't get everything right.
And they do the best hits of Church of Euthanasia. Save the Planet, Kill Yourself will probably be the first track.
The first time we went, the police basically said to us, WBOS has a permit for this space, and you're disrupting their activities, and so you are out of here, or we're going to arrest your asses. Well, so I got the bright idea that what we needed to pull this off was a letter from WBOS inviting us to the Earth Fest.
And Chris had done a little research. He found out who the name was of the chief organizer.
The second year, we went back. They saw us coming, and they already knew who we were. We hadn't even set up our stuff yet. And the cop stops us and says, whatever you're going to do, he says to me, you can't do it. And if you try it, we're going to arrest you. And I said something like, oh, no, you misunderstand, sir. It's all been settled, actually. This year, we're legit. This year, WBOS decided that we're part of the message and invited us to do it. And we have a letter from them inviting us to do it.
I wouldn't call it forged. I would say it was a good simulation. And
Yeah, the letter proved to be a really good idea.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it saved our asses. Yeah, they wanted to see it straight away, and it fooled them.
apparently state police thought it was quite authentic, and that's where it counts. And we marched around and caused havoc.
I'm talking about 4.5 billion people. That's 2/3 of all the human beings on the planet were added in the last 160 years. Even the Sierra Club talks about this now. This is mainstream knowledge. This is fact. You can read it in the Boston Globe. We're adding 250,000 people to the human population every day.
But then after a short amount of time, a much larger group of police officers came over and asked to see the letter again. And again, we gave them the letter, and they pondered it for a while, and then they gave it back to us and went away.
And then he'd show it to the people. He'd say, look, I've got this letter saying we can do this. So that kept them off for a while.
And this kept happening. I don't know how many times it happened, but each time it was a larger and larger group of officers. And then the last time, they took the letter away, and by now we're really, really haranguing the crowd, and we're definitely causing problems. You could just tell from people's reactions that we were definitely not what they wanted to see.
That banner makes no sense. It's retarded. Just totally no need for any of this shit to be going on.
What's wrong with retarded people, huh?
And this time, I see the knot of police coming back, and they have somebody in tow who's not wearing a uniform, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, uh-oh. And sure enough, they had in tow the woman who the letter was allegedly from.
Finally, somebody managed to actually locate this person.
And they said to her, "Did you write this letter?" And she said, "No, I certainly didn't write this letter, and I hate the Church of Euthanasia, and I want you to arrest all of them immediately."
Just having that counterfeit letter gained us at least an hour.
So then we had to leave.
What? They play more rock and roll until the birds fall out of the sky and there's nothing left. This is Earth Day. Hey, Earth Day, let's kill more things. Hey, that's what we're genetically planned to do. You know that, people, don't you? That's what Earth Day is all about, a celebration of that.
Elvis lives. Elvis lives.
Elvis has been cloned. Those of you who are against cloning, I suggest that you realize from the fact that we have a clone of Elvis Presley growing along nicely. And when Elvis Presley is old enough to play that guitar, man, look out. It's going to be a different planet.
You know, it's like, well, you're going to try and stop us from fucking you with you. Well, fine, we'll try fucking you with you a little harder from a different direction. One if by land, two if by sea.
We figured, okay, that trick's not going to work twice. If we want to do the Earthfest again, we better do something else. Uncle Kim designed a giant sound system, this enormous thing.
It was engineered to be ear-splittingly loud.
I haven't turned it on yet.
We'll get enough of that.
I haven't gotten a third of the way up yet. I haven't turned it on yet. I forget if it was 20 or 30 dB more volume per watt than a normal speaker. If you stood in front of this thing, you could feel your bones shaking inside your body.
Chris got about a dozen plastic drums from a used barrel company that had been used to hold concentrated apple juice, as I recall. And we went over to Lydia's apartment. That was some basement apartment in Chinatown.
It spilled in her place, and she developed a plague of flies that found the apple cider concentrate enormously fecund substance.
Hammer, please.
But anyway, that was where we constructed the raft.
Basically, it was a kind of giant platform with barrels.
And then there was a whole bunch of metal straps with turnbuckles that were holding the barrels onto the wooden platform.
You know, barrels float, right? So there's no rocket science here. It's fairly straightforward.
You know, it could be dismantled into pieces and loaded into a rented van.
It was determined early on that we should have two contingents. We couldn't fit more than a certain number of people on the raft.
Do you have any objections to going on the yacht?
You sort of had to show your mettle. You had to explain why you would be indispensable on the raft.
You're going to do ground crew. Okay. We need volunteers for the yacht.
So I took charge of designing the raft. And I did pretty well for a guy with no formal training in mechanical engineering.
Let it go, let it go.
Nicely done.
We did a test floating of it, paddled it out.
And it's like, yeah, okay, it holds 10 people. It's a bit of hard work to row it, but it's clearly going to work.
And then on the day of Earth Day, we went out to that canal that's behind Kendall Square, put it in the water there, over by where the electric plant is.
So we kind of got it in the water and paddled our way under the Salt and Pepper Bridge, and then suddenly we're out on the open Charles, in the widest part of the Charles.
So we have to paddle all the way across the wide part of the Charles down to where the Esplanade is.
But at this point, from the view of the Esplanade, we're just a speck. Nobody can see us. We get closer and we get closer and we get closer, and then we realize that we've made one terrible miscalculation, which is that we just assumed that our anchor was going to work. But it started to look like it wasn't going to work. And so we have this big throw anchor, and we're throwing it in there and pulling, and it keeps coming back up, and we're getting closer and closer to shore. This is great, so we're going to crash into the Esplanade.
Fortunately, there was somebody with us who I don't know who found a mooring.
I'm pretty sure it might have been a refrigerator, and we hooked that.
It catches on God knows what, but it holds.
Boom, all set. Now we have the Save the Planet Kill Yourself banner with us. It goes up.
Keep going. Keep going. Woo!
nice windy day, so it fills, it looks really nice.
All right, time to pass out the earplugs.
And we crank up the sound system.
And then they turn on the baby blaster.
Better hope that rope holds, so we're gonna be torn to pieces.
Shit. He's louder than the sound system for Earth Day.
There was this really angry mob who couldn't hear their rock and roll while Chris was playing Screaming Babies.
I mean, it shut down the concert. That's how loud it was. Whatever band was playing had to stop playing.
Look, we got the whole crowd here.
The Church of Euthanasia. Information so powerful, you actually use less.
Bye, bye,
Consume.
bye, bye.
Basically, the reaction was one of unmitigated hate.
For more enjoyment and greater efficiency, consumption is being standardized.
If the rope had ever parted when we were on there and we gotten pushed onto shore, they would have probably murdered us.
Human, pig, eat human, flesh, eat human.
Kill, 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 kill.
Get the fuck out of here! You guys suck! You're ruining the fucking concert!
Yeah, there couldn't have been more hostility to our message. A guy came on a speedboat and tried to sink us.
He was like buzzing us and actually splashing us with water. And so now we're like surfing on this raft.
You gotta talk, Chris.
Coward!
So now he's a wonderful person.
Talk.
Thank you for coming to the wonderful Church of Euthanasia Earth Fest. That's right, this is the Church of Euthanasia Earth Day, because at the Church of Euthanasia, every day is Earth Day. We're talking to you. We're talking to you about the Earth. Let me ask you something. What does the Sheraton hotel chain have to do with saving the Earth? What does Royal Sonesta have to do with saving the Earth? I know. Not much. And guess what? Royal Sonesta and Sheraton are the two biggest sponsors of the WBOS Earth Fest. This has got nothing to do with the Earth. This is hot dogs. This is pushing baby strollers. This is littering a park for the Earth. That's stupid, and that's why we're here. We're here to tell you that the Earth is dying. The planet is in trouble. This is not a joke. We don't do this because it's fun. We do this because it's real. This is what Earth Day was supposed to be about. We weren't allowed on land last year, and we're not on land. We're on sea now. We took to the water because what we're trying to say they don't like to hear what we're trying to say over at WBOS. They don't like to hear it because it might interfere with business as usual. That's what this is all about, is business as usual. Buy, sell, more stuff, more consuming, more babies, more stuff, more production, more consumption. Well, not with us. We're drawing the line. We're saying it's got to stop. At some point, it's humans versus the Earth. Humans may have evolved on the Earth, but they are no longer of the Earth. Massachusetts prisoners are going to be cleaning up after the yuppie breeders on the Esplanade today. That's pretty stupid too, and that's why we're here. We're here to point out the obvious stupidity of this so-called Earth Fest. It has nothing to do with the Earth. Rock and roll, come on, give me a break. It's got nothing to do with it. We're talking about massive species extinction. The background rate of extinction is 1 species per any major group every million years. We're now losing a species every 15 minutes in the rainforest. The rainforest will be gone in 50 years. 1/3 of all the plants and animals on Earth are in that rainforest. And every minute that we stand here with our fingers up our noses doing nothing about it, that rainforest is disappearing. Every day you walk into the supermarket and buy some of those PC green goods, all that good paper and plastic, you're destroying the planet. And I am too. We're all in this together. I'm not exempt from this. That's why I'm here. I'm here to reach out to you as individuals, as individual people, to say, listen, it's not funny anymore. It's not about recycling. It's about dedicating your life to saving what remains of the species on Earth. It's about dedicating your life to wilderness, because otherwise there isn't going to be any. Make no mistake, humans are tough. Humans are very tough. Humans are like rats, like roaches, like weeds, and that's what we're going to have if we keep up on the path we're on. We're going to have a weedy planet, a depleted planet on which there is no real wealth anymore. Wealth is not measured in dollars. Wealth is not measured in office parks. Wealth is in biological diversity. That's what we're here for. We're standing up for biological diversity. We're standing up for the diversity of species on the earth.
Make some more music.
You can imagine what the WBOS staff had to say to the police right about this moment.
Uh-oh, here come the police.
I wasn't there, but I'm guessing it went something along the lines of, God damn it, do something about this, you know? Aren't we paying you enough? There was this bizarre moment that I'll never forget where we saw what appeared to be an ordinary speedboat, but it was pretty obvious that there were police officers on it. And what made it so jarring is that they had their dogs with them. And the dogs were clearly enjoying the boat ride. They're sort of like the cops are on a holiday outing or something with their dogs, except that they're all in uniform. So they kind of sidle up to us, and they're just kind of like, hey, how are you? Or something like this.
I'm concerned about your safety out here on this thing.
You asshole. We're fine. How about you? You know? And they said that they had some concerns for our safety.
And they said, you guys are crazy. You're going to kill yourselves. It's like, oh, yeah, well, we're suicide call.
They declared our raft unseaworthy.
Was it unseaworthy?
No, it was perfectly seaworthy, and there was a sailboat upside down in the water right next to us, and they refused to save those people.
Sir, why don't you help those people in the water over there? They're obviously more safe than we are.
Not more than, 30 yards from our raft, there was a boat completely upside down, a sailboat, and two guys in the water.
And the people were bobbing in the water like corks and like waiting for assistance, but the police refused to abandon us. And
they're like in the Charles, floundering around, flub, 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 like this. And I remember saying to the head police officer, I said to him something like, don't you think you should be more concerned with those two people in the water, with their safety, than with ours? And the guy looks at me, gives me this absolutely deadpan look, and he says, one thing at a time.
They were wankers.
So long as we don't get buzzed by any motorboats, I think we're in pretty good shape, sir.
My concern is it may happen again. I don't want you out here on a boat that I don't think would meet Coast Guard standards for water safety.
Can we anchor to the dock there?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, it's interesting you mentioned that, sir. We tried to obtain the Coast Guard standards for experimental boats. It took a long time. We have the boating regulations and everything with us, but we couldn't get the Coast Guard wouldn't. They referred us to some obscure federal agency.
Did they come out and look at it?
No, they didn't come out and look at it, but they referred us to a couple of answering machines, and we never could get a copy of what passes for acceptable boat construction.
Okay.
But I would say that, as I said before, this boat has about 4,000 pounds of displacement. So short of it actually breaking into 10 little pieces, nothing's going to sink it. We could put a car on it.
They also said that there was another boat that was going to come and inspect us.
If you just hang on, I'll wait till the Marine unit gets here. I'll let them look at the boat. Okay.
And so there was a little while where it was just the guys on the speedboat kind of hanging out.
You guys been having a good day so far?
Not bad. It's getting more interesting as the day goes on.
But we had a special tape just for this.
The Marine unit is coming. They're going to inspect our boat. How do you guys feel about the boat? Does it look shipshape to you? All right. We need the police are your friends.
It was just the police tape.
The police are your friends. Don't resist, even if you believe you are innocent. The police are your friends. Don't complain on the scene or tell the police they're wrong or that you're going to file a complaint.
Ding! And the ding is just deafeningly loud. And so we played that, and I remember kind of apologizing to the main police officer before we popped this in. So I'm like, sorry, guy. Sorry, but we have to do this.
Immediately upon your arrest. The police are your friends. Remember, officers' badge and patrol car numbers. The police are your friends.
The police were in a position of having to be in front of this entire crowd while this tape about the police is playing.
Try to find witnesses and their names and phone numbers.
I remember that it became pretty obvious that we'd completely changed the tone of the whole event. Until now, there was, the crowd really, really hated us and just wanted the concert to start again, because that's what they were there for, right?
The police are your friends. Be polite and respectful. Never badmouth a police officer.
Once we were being fucked with by the police, suddenly they were interested in a whole different way, because it's the kind of crowd where, they're probably pretty hostile to the police, it's, a little rebellious or whatever. And then we start playing this tape.
Don't get into an argument with the police.
Furman told me that people were rolling around on the ground laughing.
Remember, anything you say or do can be used against you. The police are your friends. Keep your hands where the police can see them. The police are your friends. Don't run. Don't touch any police officer.
It made all kinds of more points about control of social disruption in the very act of being shut down.
But so at some point, the more heavy-duty boat showed up, the real MDC boat with the cops who were clearly in charge.
Ladies, I'm boarding.
It was kind of like a pirate thing.
Okay, what do we got here?
They boarded us and inspected us.
Okay, let's just take a look around. Okay.
Absolutely.
We would like to have you tie up over there. At least you're tied onto something, you're secure, and then you can do what you have to do from that point, okay?
Well, folks, the police are going to tow us over to the dock for our own safety. It appears as if they feel that this isn't seaworthy in a rough sea. They might be right. So we're going to be towed.
Okay, let's bring this.
Hey, Mervin!
We're safe. Is everybody safe?
Yeah, we're safe.
Don't have me come back. What's that? Turn it off.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was trying to
stand by the director of the MDC.
I'm telling you right now.
Turn it off, Chris.
All right, you're subject to arrest.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're being warned right now.
Excuse me, sir, what's the regulation?
Okay.
Disorderly.
Yes,
Disorderly conduct?
Yes. Being just causing a commotion up here.
They stop us, they make us shut off the sound system.
They cut our ropes and they tied us to one of their boats and they towed us to shore, and that was the end of the naval invasion.